What's up, y'all? So we just saw Black Panther. Actually, he doesn't know, but I just saw this twice. So I just saw this last.
Oh, okay. So you on a plan? It was amazing. It was great. Let me see, make sure everything's smooth. Hey, it was amazing. 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 I'll see it again too. So I would do the same
So
thing he did, but I didn't know he did that.
pretty
But
much,
yeah, it was amazing.
I would rate it like 9 out of 10. I'm not really gonna give you any spoilers, but I mean the acting was great. I mean I have heard some complaints about CG. Like some of the reviewers were saying the CG was kind of like a little too far out there, but I don't find the CG really that offensive to me. I think it was done really well. Although I would have liked to see like, you know what I'm saying, more, props and things like that. Like, an actual scene that they built, like a stage and all that kind of stuff. But that's cool because you got to understand Wakanda is supposed to be this technological, high-tech city. So I think it works for this movie. But yeah, the acting was great. Michael B. Jordan's role as the enemy, fantastic. Like,
Yeah, too bad he had nothing. I'm about to give a spoiler, but yeah, he did a good job. And this was supposed to be a background to the character of Black Panther. I think that was like the whole purpose of this movie, just to give a background of his life. They show his father, reenactment of when he got killed or whatever. So this is what it basically was. It wasn't really anything outside of that. This was just focused on his life and where he came from, and to get you started for the next movie coming out. So you kind of already know what he's about. So that's what I think it was about.
even though I actually have read a little bit of the comics, I mean, I would say I'm not an OG fan for Black Panther, but I'm a new fan. So right now I'm trying to like learn like the history and the background of Black Panther. So I read some of the source materials, and I will say this without spoiling anything that Michael B. Jordan. There was another complaint that Michael B. Jordan. They wish they had more of him, and I believe the reason why people feel like that is because in the source material, actually, there was more history. So keep that in mind. But either way, I mean, it was a real good movie. I think everybody should go out and see that. Make sure you support it opening weekend. So you still got 2 more days. Today is really, technically now it's Saturday. So you got Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, go out and support this movie. I mean, it was great. It was entertaining. The plot will keep you going. Didn't feel like a Marvel movie to me, in my opinion. It feels like, if you haven't seen my first thoughts on this on Instagram yesterday, really it feels like a compilation of a whole lot of different movies. It feels like Lion King mixed with, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Lion, yeah, it feels like Lion King mixed with Star Wars, mixed with Game of Thrones. Like, you just put all of them in the mix, and this is kind of like what you get when you get this movie. So those are my lasting thoughts. Anything else you want to add to that?
I mean, I get what you're saying with all that mixture, but like I said, I think that the movie was kind of overhyped with the action, as far as how much action it was going to actually have and what it was actually going to be about. But people, if they read the synopsis on the movie, it really was solely supposed to just be based on his background and put him out as a character. So when you see the other movies with him, you'll see where he came from and where he kind of came, how his character comes together. That's why I think people kind of lost track on what it's really supposed to be about. It's really supposed to be about him. And everybody was all into, Marvel background
Superhero,
and all this
yeah.
superhero. It's just about him, his story. Even though his story might seem somewhat bland to you because he comes from Africa, but people that really appreciate the culture, people that really appreciate, knowing where somebody comes from, and then knowing how they came up, like the vibranium, for instance, seeing how that centuries been in his country, and centuries, and he's finally the king, and now he shows how he's gonna go use it. That's the whole point of the story. It wasn't supposed to be all this superhero and all that. It's just supposed to be a background of his story, of him. So in other superhero movies that come out with the New Avengers, Infinity War, whatever, you'll see where you'll see what he's about and where he comes from, instead of wondering like, well, who is this guy?
Exactly.
You know exactly who he is now because you know his background. So they wanted to make a whole movie on his background, so you have no questions. If you watch this movie, you won't have any questions of where he come from, who he is, or his purpose in life.
Or his family. Yeah.
You know everything. I mean, they go deep into his life. So
especially when you talk about the culture, they went deep into the culture of this.
Definitely.
So we pretty
if
much
you're black, you definitely appreciate it. Especially with the African American culture. I mean, the African culture, you definitely appreciate it.
So
Well, we about to get kicked out eventually, so we got.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Y'all go check this out. This movie is definitely a hit. So where can they find you? Because I know you got your own YouTube channel.
No,
I'll
blast myself another time.
Okay, so no plugs, no shameless
No,
plugs
no
today.
plugs.
So just catch me on the next video. So I appreciate y'all subscribers, appreciate y'all watching. So we'll kick it later. Peace.